Hi guys, and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 here with Rangers. We're about to take on Falkirk at Hampden. We've lost 3 times to Falkirk and beaten them 12 times. In this competition last year, actually away at Falkirk at the Russell Latipi Stadium, we actually got put out, and this is what stopped us winning the treble. We didn't win this cup last year because of Falkirk, so we come here to Hampden today absolutely determined that that's not going to happen again this season. We'll make a few changes, I think. We'll bring in Mixa for Chia Cherry, we'll put Denswell in there for Riedel, and I'm also going to start Alexander Arnold for Byram as well as McCrory for Fulton, just so we can make a couple of rotational changes. So let's read the 11. It'll be McCrory, Coaster, Denswell, Lastly, Alexander Arnold, Edelman, Fassi, Perez, Mixa, Arp and Molina. The 11 should be more than good enough to go out here and see off Falkirk. Of course, last time we played, we had a 9-0 victory over CSKA Moscow. I'm going to tell the lads they deserve to be in the final. Go make it happen. And Robbie McCrory motivated to go and win another trophy. Racking up the trophies, Robbie McCrory as a backup keeper. The best job in football, backup goalie. Nibbit playing it out wide now. It's in behind, but it's easy for Lastly to recover that. We 16-year-old Brian Lastly switching the play to Bilal Coaster, who's about 18-19 still. Forward it goes. Great ball to Molina. Walter Molina, Mixa and Arp just wide. I thought I was going to go in there. He's in lethal form, Fieti Arp. Ralston's ball easily cut out by Lastly. Edelman to Perez and Fassi. Takes a good touch, opens it up. Molina now. And Edelman and Perez playing rings around him here. Fassi, Mixa, Arp, hammers one over the bar again. 2 chances for the big man. He's missed them both so far. Good build-up play though. It's encouraging if nothing else. Corner, Perez in, away by De Silva Lopez. Lastly still up there. Holds it, goes way back to Alexander Arnold. Come on, whip it in. Deep cross, up goes to Coaster to feet. He goes back to Alexander Arnold. We've been forced back well by Falkirk here from the corner, but we still go. Edelman now looks for Molina's run, finds him, stands it up, and it's Fassi's there. Rodrigo Fassi. It is 1-0. It has not taken us that long. We'll push them forward here, try and catch Falkirk reeling from that open goal, and see if we can't put this game to bed before half time. Although it is a Falkirk corner, whipped in, headed, and Izzy has headed it right over the bar. That could be Falkirk's best chance to get level in this game. Hopefully it is, and they've blown it. Half an hour gone, we're only 1 up. They'll be pretty pleased, I suppose, only being 1 down. Alexander Arnold's ball in, flicked away. Mowat completes it. Fassi though will pick it up again. Back to Alexander Arnold. Perez. Edelman to Molina first time. It's a lovely ball from Marcel Edelman. Walter Molina is on his toes, and it is now 2-0, and that looks to be Falkirk dead and buried. Not many teams can come back when we're ahead. I actually don't remember the last time it happened to us. When we get our noses in front, we usually hold. Corner away by Edelman to Silva Lopez. Mowat in acres of space, quickly closed down, but does find Ebrechi Eze, who makes it 2-1. Questions have to be asked to the defending from that corner. Denswell, who's in today for Riedel, got a 6.6. As it's whipped in, it's Mitchell, and we're giving Falkirk ample opportunity to get back into this one. 8 is the shot count. They've had 4 on target, we've only had 3. They're giving as good as they get here, Falkirk. I'm going to have to tell them to guard against complacency here. Fieti Arp, who can't finish his dinner today, is coming off for Alfredo Morelos. Point to prove Morelos today. Lost his place to the big German as of late, the Colombian, but a couple of big misses from Arp in this game gives Morelos a chance to snatch that number 1 shot slot up front. Coney switching it out wide. Lovely jink inside, dinked to the back post. Sibbald nods her across, away by Coaster though. Good play that. Fassi forward to Mixa. Go and get forward, son. Switches it. Morelos loses it. Ralston back to Scully. Given right away to Perez. Molina, go on, roast them with your pace. Not puts it in early. Morelos can't get there. Perez to Edelman. Cross is blocked again. Resolute defending from Falkirk so far. Perez, Fassi, Mixa. What a flick that is. And Alfredo Morelos makes it 3. Well, he had to come on and do the business. He does. Takes him 6.5 minutes or so to get that goal. It's a lovely finish. Lovely flick as well by the young Romanian striker. And that should just about seal the game. Although there is another Falkirk corner, away by Lastly this time. The break is on. Morelos hits her out wide to Molina, continues his run. There's support in the middle here. Molina chooses to keep going, beat a man, whip it deep, and Mixa. That's a terrible, terrible effort. Acres of space in the middle of the goal there, and he's missed it. And Perez, there you go, that will seal it. The free kick. Riedel will come on for Lastly, and Dapo Mabudi will replace Mixa. It's a beauty of a free kick from Perez. It is 4-1 now. Scoreline is really harsh on Falkirk, I have to say. They did really well. They've matched us more or less shot for shot. Molina's corner now. Edge of the box for Fassi. Cut out by Coney for Falkirk. Goes long. Easy though. O'Hara isolated up there. Alexander Arnold to Perez. Over the top from Mabudi. Away by Mitchell. Byers on. Alexander Arnold. Fassi. Perez though just keeps coming back at Falkirk. Ball's wide left. Molina. Acres to cross. Mabudi down. Morelos. Mabudi. Good save. But he shouldn't have had a chance to save it. 20 minutes still to go. Falkirk now just seem to have lost a little bit of the spring in their step now that we are so far ahead. Though as I say that, Baker to Byers. Files are in, flicked on, should be easy for McCrory, it is. And Riedel now forward to Edelman. I'd like to really bury them here, crush their spirit before we play them in league in 2 minutes. Molina, Mabudi, 5-1. Now in reality, the fact that they'd had a good game today and still got battered 5-1 would probably crush them more than if we just slapped them. O'Hara's ball. Izay could really have had a second goal for himself there, but he does head it way over. Ligori has by far been their best player. Probably butchering his pronunciation there, but he's certainly seemed to have a bit more quality than the rest of the squad. Speaking of quality, here's Molina to Morelos. Fassi. Mabudi. Drives it in. Molina. Good save. Scully again. But it is offside against Walter Molina. He's had a decent game today, I think, Scully. 6.4 I think is a bit harsh on him. Ligori has an 8.2 in a team that's lost 5-1. That shows you what kind of game he's had today, individually at least. Sibbald gives it away. Perez now, Edelman. And we're just probably going to run out the clock now. Molina getting forward down the left. Don't suspect there's a... Nah, there's no chance left, and it's a shocker of a cross actually by Walter Molina, out for the goal kick. And full time, 5-1. We are in the final to face Partick Thistle, who beat Aberdeen in the other semi-final at Hampden. That was yesterday, I believe. Was indeed. Kennedy with a double as Partick win 2-1 against Aberdeen for the right to get gubbed by us in the final. Match with Hamilton has been rearranged so we can play... Is that so we can play the final? Yeah, it is, because the final is really early in this cup, isn't it? Yeah, the final is on the 3rd of December. God, look how many games we have. Playing on the 1st, the 4th, the 7th, the 12th. Then we're away for 13 days, back on the 25th, playing the 29th, 3rd, 5th, 9th, 12th. Jesus. Games are coming thick and fast soon. We can rotate in some of these games, but lots of big games coming up as well. We'll be facing Barcelona at the Nou Camp. We're away to Celtic in the second Old Firm of the season. We gave them a right drubbing when they came to Murrayfield. Speaking of right drubbings, Dundee United 6-1 over Hibs. Who's this lad who got 4? 30-year-old Greek on loan from Hertha Berlin who looks bang average. Darren Graham got 1 assist for Dundee United in that game. He's actually looking pretty decent now, Darren Graham. 8 starts, 1 goal and 3 assists in the league for Dundee United. Not bad. Okay, training report. Molina, Fassi and Perez all training well. Molina 21 still. Fassi 23 now, getting to be a more senior head in the squad. Christian Perez 23 as well. They're both ridiculously good players. Player of the month, Edelman comes second. He wins Young Player of the Month though. It's crazy that he's still a young player, Marcel Edelman. What a player he is as well. German left wing back. It's a shame we don't actually have more Scottish boys in the squad now, but hopefully some regens will come through, likes of Brian Lassley, for example, coming in at centre back there, 16 years of age, could be in the squad for years and years to come. But really, we do lack Scottish players. Most of our players are foreign now. That's just how it goes, I suppose, if you want to improve. Sendy's got, I mean, McCrory and Ian Fulton. Ian Fulton being the main man at the back, I suppose he is Scottish. Connor Moore is Scottish as well. Looks like he could certainly play a part in the team. Of course, Brian Lassley, 16-year-old, an absolute monster already. 2 Scotland caps at 16 years of age. Murray Wallace, who is an option at the back, if not a proper player now. But Jonas as well, who's okay as well. Tim Gallagher again looks okay, but no like he's going to play much of a part in the squad going forward. Lewis Davidson and Darren Graham are probably the best chance of bringing through more Scottish players as well. Okay, so where are we at? Falkirk now. We just beat them, of course, in the league. Do we change anybody? Let's start Morelos ahead of Arp. And we'll start Connor Moore ahead of Fassy. Just give Connor Moore some more game time in that midfield position. But other than that, not many changes. We did beat them fairly comfortably with that rotational squad. Let's carry straight on with the likes of McCrory and Denswell in there instead of Fulton and Riedel. Try and keep them more fresh. Not that they couldn't play, I mean, for Fulton it's not really about keeping him fresh, it's about giving McCrory some game time so he doesn't get fed up, frankly. Brian Lassie wants to come off for a tight calf. Nah, tough it out, son. Yeah, Brian Lassie's possibly suffered a tight calf. We should be able to nurse him through the rest of the match. That's more like it. Right, push forward, boys. Come on, what's going on? We're not winning yet. Edelman to Paez, can we rectify that now? Alexander Arnold should be around the corner. Mixer should bury it. He does indeed, right across the keeper, Remus Mixer, and it is 1-0. First chance of the game, 35 minutes, 35 seconds, and we are 1 up. In saying that, Falkirk looking to bite back immediately. Byers to Mowat and Sibbald. Forward for Manny. Easily pinched by Alexander Arnold, but given away to Baker. Denswell gets it back. Forward to Morelos. Molina now. Does he have a chance here? He does, but it's an easy save in the end by Bond. Is that Jonathan Bond in goal there for Falkirk? Falkirk get a free kick for a shove by Morelos. It does appear to be Jonathan Bond, yes. As Molina swings one in, it is headed in by Alfredo Morelos. It's not good news for Fieti Arp, but it's certainly good news for us. And they are actually starting that Ligori guy on the bench today. By far their best player in the cup game. Lastly to Edelman. Still going. Down the line for Molina. Whip it low for Morelos. No, he whips it deep for Mixer, who nods it to Morelos. Should do better. He's got to power that header in. What is the deal with this guy? 25-year-old Italian. He's only got 2 starts in the league and he's getting 8.55 average. What the hell are they thinking, no playing this guy? That is utter madness. I mean, they played him as a right midfielder, and obviously they're playing a narrow 3 in the middle of the park, but I don't know, it's just nuts. And I noticed that result there, by the way, for anybody who thinks that I didn't spot that. If you didn't spot it, you're in for a bit of a shock. I'm going to try Chia Cherry down the middle today. But at half time at Celtic Park, it is Celtic 0, Dunfermline 2. The shock result that I just spotted there. Celtic will be 15 points behind and we'll have a game in hand. As Mowat delivers a corner, it's headed and it's a good save by McCrory there. Well done. He's never usually got much to do when he plays. It's usually in a game where we are fancied by far. He's usually a bit of a spectator, so well done for him. Make the save when he's called upon. Coney down the line to Sibbald. It's a good ball. It's whipped in. It's headed by O'Hara, and it's another good save, McCrory. Rangers have their backs to the wall right now, really. Oof. That's something I've not seen in a while. As Chia Cherry dumps it for Molina. Any chance on the counter? Nah, it's a foul by Coney. It's a good foul there, actually. Stops us in our tracks. I'm going to bring Byram on now for Edelman. switch Alexander-Arnold over to the left, where he can kind of do a job. Brian Lassie with a 6.6 today, isn't he? All that encouraging. Oof, he looks a bit gubbed now. I'm still not taking him off because we need to win this game. We can't finish with 10 men here. Dainswell to Byram and Paez. Our defensive record is incredible, actually. I didn't even realise how good we were doing defensively. We'll get that in a minute. Mabudi, Molina, acres of space. Lovely finish across the keeper. 3-0. Just as comfortable as it was in the cup final. But look at their record here. We've scored 35 goals and our goal difference is 32. Which means we've only conceded 3 goals in 10 league games. That is a damn good record. Oh, don't you dare. Bayer's free kick over the bar. Good. They've managed 14 shots today. 51%, well, now 50% possession. That's incredible. They've played really well against us both games. And they've actually been resoundingly beaten in both games. Where are they in the league? They're probably going to be higher up in the league, I would suspect. Walter Molina playing well today, incidentally. Nothing new there. Where are they in the league? They're 9th in the league. That does surprise me. Although if they win their game in hand, they could be right up there, joint with Celtic, actually, if they won their game in hand. Brian Lastly injured 1 to 2 days is fine. We see off brave Falkirk. I would say that's pretty good headline. What did we pay for this guy? 4.7 million we paid for Walter Molina. What a star he is now. Michael Aitken playing well for Dunfermline. They won 3-2 in the end, Dunfermline. Very, very close game there, but 7.7 for our man Michael Aitken in Dunfermline's victory at Celtic Park. He could actually make it, Michael Aitken, if he continues to develop. Tackling only 9 is a bit suspect, but he's got 14 heading, 13 marking, pretty decent on some of his mental stats. There's good bravery, determination, concentration, positioning, and his physicals look pretty damn impressive. 15 strength, 13 jumping, and he's got a wee bit of pace about him actually for a big centre back, so maybe he could make it. But title chance all but over pretty much. Mixa being the top scorer with 7, Edelman, Arpin, Lastly leading the way on the average ratings. Morelos and Edelman just 1 behind Jimmy Walker there in terms of the assists. Felivi is actually 1 ahead of Edelman in terms of most man of the matches with 4. I take it he's banging them in. He's got 5 goals in 10 starts. Not too bad. Ian Fulton leading the way with the clean sheets with 6, unsurprisingly. But that's going to do it. 8 more goals, only 1 conceded. Falkirk resoundingly beaten twice into the cup final. It's a bit of a shame for Falkirk, but we have hit 10-0-0 and our perfect start to the season rolls on into November. Next time we'll be playing Kilmarnock, and we've got the the home game against CSKA, who we beat 9-0 in Russia. So that should be an interesting one to see. Then of course we have the Old Firm game at Parkhead after that. So listen, hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have done, please drop down below and leave a like on the video, and of course subscribe to follow the rest of our season. But most of all, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time for Kilmarnock and CSKA Moscow.